Cannoli are among the most representative desserts of Sicily in Italy and the world, from my Neapolitan heart directly to the Sicilian tradition. Today we are going to learn how to make cannoli. Let's start with the basic dough. I will work everything in this bowl. So I'm going to pour the flour, then sift the cocoa, and proceed to add in the sugar and a pinch of salt. Now let's move on to the liquids. I pour egg, Marsala wine, vinegar, and lastly the lard that is fresh cold. It is all ready to be hand-kneaded. And now that the dough is getting consistency, I will transfer it to the table to work it briefly with my hands. And now that I've rounded it nicely, I wrap it in cling film and take it to rest for an hour in the refrigerator. My dough rested. I let it go back to room temperature for half an hour, and now I'm ready to roll it. But first I have to split it in half. This part that I will use later, let's keep it under the film. The other one instead I'll sprinkle with some flour and flatten it with the tip of my fingers. Now fold it twice. I press it again slightly with my hands, and then I put it through the pasta roller for 3 or 4 times at the widest gap. This way the dough expands and will form bubbles during cooking. Good, the dough has now the right consistency. Now only fold it once and keep going for 3 or 4 more times. At this point, I fold the dough horizontally through the short edge and I put it through the roller again. And now I can also reduce the thickness, because I have to get a sheet half a millimeter thick. The dough is getting too long, so I split it in half. The dough has become half a millimeter. I just have to make it go 2 or 3 more times through the machine, and then we're done. I divide it again and level the edges. I'll put this leftover under the film because I'll need it again later. We have decided to cut squares of 10 centimeters. This way we will make as little waste as possible, but if you prefer to follow the tradition, you'll simply have to make it in discs with a pasta cutter. And now let's proceed with shaping the cannoli. I'll show you how it's done. It's very simple. I lift the pastry, pull the end slightly like this, and then in the middle I place the metal cylinder. I lift one of the ends to the opposite side, and then do the same with the other. But first I brush it with some egg. I gently pull and then seal it. In ancient times, the dough was not wrapped on these cylinders, but on the river canes, hence the name cannoli. All my cannoli are finally formed, and it's time to cook them. Here I have some hot seed oil at 180 degrees. I help myself with the Ramina strainer to dip 1 cannoli at a time and then leave it inside for a few moments. This way the bubbles will form and the surface of the cannoli will not burn. Take with the Ramina, turn it around with the tweezers, And in less than a minute, my cannoli is ready. And then I drain it. I proceed like this with all the others. The cannoli are all cooked. You just have to take care of the cream filling. I've got some sheep ricotta here that I let drain all night in the refrigerator, so it's lost its serum. I'll put it through a sieve. Add the sugar and stir it. Finally, I add the chocolate chips. My cream is ready. I just need to transfer it into a pastry bag and then fill the cannoli. It's time to stuff them. A generous portion of cream on one side and then on the other one. Finally, a sprinkle of icing sugar. Did you see how it wasn't that hard to make cannoli together? I'll link below the photo recipe on Giallozafferano, where you'll find ingredients, doses and procedure explained step by step. And if you liked this video, please leave me a like. And if you have any questions to ask, write them in the comments. If you haven't done it yet, sign up for the Giallozafferano channel to stay up to date on all the news. This recipe made you hungry? Cook it yourself and then let me know.